1970 Morris 1000 Traveller. This one's come from very long-term ownership. Even though it's MOT exempt, it still has a current MOT. It's obviously been well cared for. It is an older restoration, but like I said, it's obviously been well cared for. It's had a few upgrades, like they've had a high-level brake light added on the back. It's got a few extra switches for interiors and things like that, which we'll show you as we go around. But we're going to start by having a good look at the bodywork, then we'll move on to the interior and we'll go for a cold engine startup. We'll start on this driver's side. If you look down the side of the car, you can see it's lovely and straight all the way down there. It's not full of ripples or dents or filler or anything nasty like that. Driver's front wing, nice and neat down the bottom here. Around the lights are good. You will notice it's on upgraded lights. They've got like an LED running light there on the bottom. Looking at them, it's kind of difficult to tell unless you know. But obviously from a safety point of view, they wanted to be seen on the road, so that works. You can't turn them off, but they are there. Nothing's been sort of changed. You can put standard lights straight back in if you wanted to. Rest of that front wing, nice and neat. The arch is sharp all the way around. Normally you get a bit of corrosion coming through at the bottom here, but that one's all good. It's on the standard spec, painted cream steels with the chrome center caps. The chrome is lovely on those. Rest of that wing's nice and neat. I would say the whole car would benefit from polish. It's obviously had a cover on it, so you can see sort of a little bit of swirling in the paint there where the cover's sort of rubbed against it, but it would look 10 times better with a polish, I would tell you that for sure. Panel gaps are nice and even. There's a little crack in the paint down the bottom there and a couple more just there. They're solid and everything. It's just where the paint's been chipped. Nice and neat under the windscreen on this side. And the seal itself is nice and soft. Coming up the A-pillar, there's no stone chips or marks on that. They're all good along the top of the windscreen. And again, you can see what I mean there with the sort of dryness of the paint. A good polish would make a massive difference. Rest of the roof, lovely and straight. There's no ripples or dents in that. It's very good all around, especially for the size of the roof. Glass on this side is lovely and clear all the way along. There's no real marks to note on the driver's door, with the exception of it's been opened on something at some point and been chipped, and they've sort of touched it in with slightly off-coloured paint. And you will notice that the colour on the paint inside the wood section is ever so slightly darker. The rear, basically the rear of the car, is sort of slightly darker. So it's kind of easier to notice on the camera. It's quite hard to notice in the daylight. The wood is in lovely condition all the way around, as you can see, which is the expensive bit on these, as I'm sure you know. That is all very, very nice. Arch on the rear here is lovely and sharp all the way around. There's no sign of any corrosion coming through there. And another good wheel and tyre. So around on the back, and again, you can have a good look at how nice the wood is all the way around. Metalwork behind the bumpers are nice and neat. These sections are good. The glass is clear. It has got heated rear screens as well, which is a nice touch. Bumper corners, chrome work on those is very good. Got the camera underneath from there. Nice and neat under there. Coming around on the passenger side, and again, lovely and straight all the way up. Nice and neat on that rear arch. There's no corrosion or anything coming through in any of the usual spots there. Another good wheel and tyre. The wood on this side is all nice and neat. The glass is clear as well. Morris Minor Owners Club car. Nice and neat around the window trim on the front there. We can have another look at the roof from this side. There's a little bit of spidering in the paint here where the trim for the cab and the back meet. And coming on this side again, we've got some marks on the paint along the bottom of this door, but the rest of the door is all nice and straight. The panel gaps are even, and there is a crack in the front wing there. The arch itself is sharp all the way around. Along the top of the wing is good. And again, there's a good example of this sort of dryness in the paint on there. But again, a good polish would make a massive difference there. Round on the front, obviously the headlights are lovely and clear because they are quite new. The indicators below are good. The chrome on the bumper is nice. The painted section of the grille is good as well. One or two minor stone chips, but nothing really to worry about. But overall, a nice presentable example. The interior is lovely. It has had a set of aftermarket seats. I can't work out what they're from. Someone will be able to tell me, but they do look to be all almond green, which is a lovely colour. It goes very well with the outside. Matches the door cards very well, and the green carpet set. Tiny little bit of patina, but actually it's more ingrained dirt. If you gave that a good scrub, most of that would come off. The rest of it's lovely and firm. All the piping's nice. Around the steering wheel is good. Painted section of the dash is nice and neat. 23,000 miles, so it's 23,881 it shows on there. If you check the description, we'll detail what we know about that. But you can see here, it's got an additional reverse light, fog light added on there. But again, if you wanted to remove them, they're just screwed at the bottom, so you can just remove them quite easily without anybody ever knowing they were there. We'll pull the bonnet while we're there. Round into the back. Nice and neat in here. The wood on the inside is lovely as well. These panels are nice. And it did have rugs on the seats and a plastic cover in the boot, so it shows you the kind of ownership it's got. And it's obvious by the cleanliness of the boot as well, to be fair. Lovely and neat in there. The backs of the doors are good. These side trim panels are good. Can have a good look at the headlighting from there as well. That's all nice. Obviously been a well-loved car. Into the passenger side, nice and neat on the door there. And nothing to whinge about on that passenger seat. Lovely and neat on this side of the dash as well. Do have a quirky garden hose stuck over the gear stick, but it is the normal rod underneath. You can just peel that off. I quite like it, to be fair. So you have a look in the back. And again, those rear seats, lovely and clean and tidy. Colour matches the front ones perfectly, and the door cards, all very nice. And then into the engine bay. Engine's lovely on this one as well, which I'll show you in a second. Standard 1098cc, lovely and clean and tidy in there. It's been parked with us here for a couple of hours, not dropping anything on the floor. We'll start it up, give it a little bit of choke. It's a stone cold, it hasn't been started yet today. But we'll give it a little bit of choke. It is warm today, so it shouldn't need too much. There you go, fires up on the button. Taking over lovely and happily. Let's say a little bit of choke. Nothing nasty flying out the back. So there you have it, 1970 Morris 1000 Traveller. Any questions at all, please get in touch. Thank you.